Oi, girls and boys and everything in between, it's Ace Trainer Liam back with another episode of MetroMania. For those who aren't aware, MetroMania is an ongoing metronome battle tournament to determine the MetroMania Champion. 16 Pokemon compete. In this series, it's 16 legendary Pokemon, and even though it seems like only yesterday since we started this series, it's already Heat 4 of Season 2. If you're already a fan of MetroMania, make sure you hit the like button to show me that you're enjoying this series, and of course, hit subscribe if you're new so you never miss a piece of the action. But before we get into any battles, it's time to look at those all-important brackets.
I don't know how it's happened, but we're in week 4 already. Last week we saw Ho-Oh somehow pull out a victory over Rayquaza. Very much an underdog was Ho-Oh in that battle. I think most people thought, hey, Rayquaza's got this one in the bag, Ho-Oh doesn't stand a chance, but Ho-Oh proved it can stand up to the big boys. One of the most kind of favoured Pokemon in this tournament was Rayquaza, and Ho-Oh just went, nah, no biggie. I saw Yveltal beat Mewtwo the week before, I can handle Rayquaza, and Ho-Oh took a place in the second quarterfinal, and I don't think anyone saw it coming. Will it be the same thing this week? Will the underdog take out the big gun? Who knows? It's ZEKROM versus XERNEAS. Let's see what happens in this one. So here we go, it's ZEKROM versus XERNEAS in the 4th heat of MetroMania. I actually can't believe that we're at the 4th heat already. That's absolutely unbelievable. We're already halfway through the heats as the Fairy Aura from both XERNEAS comes out there, creating that Fairy Aura. I believe that lowers Dark-type moves damage and raises Fairy-type moves damage. Can't quite remember the Fairy Aura, but we'll see what happens. Answers on a postcard or in the comments. I know we've got experts waiting in the comments. XERNEAS starting things off with Phantom Force, going to vanish instantly, getting ready to attack on the next turn, keeping itself out the way of any damage this turn. That's good for it. And the other XERNEAS, the regular XERNEAS, starts off with a Bubble Beam, which is going to be resisted by Shiny ZEKROM there. Not a lot of damage taken. How will the ZEKROM team respond? We see regular ZEKROM going for a Needle Arm, but it is avoided. That's unfortunate. That's a bit of a rocky start for ZEKROM. Here's the Shiny ZEKROM following up with Cosmic Power, though. That's not a rocky start. Raising that defense and special defense is going to play out very well for the already kitted out ZEKROM. ZEKROM has some fantastic stat distribution compared to XERNEAS, who's less defensive, really. Is a lot more of a kind of an attacking, special attacking Pokemon. Like physical and special attacks are brilliant from XERNEAS, but not quite as well protected as ZEKROM. Here we see Shiny ZEKROM's going to follow up on those minimal XERNEAS attacks with Morning Sun. Going to bring itself back up to full HP there. Doesn't want to be taking any damage, so he's just going to heal up that damage and make sure that it's protected until the next round of offense from XERNEAS. Here's a Poison Jab. That's going to be super effective from the regular ZEKROM onto Shiny XERNEAS. Massive damage there, almost bringing Shiny XERNEAS down to half HP. That was a great turn for the ZEKROM team. Very clever plays there. Here's Shiny XERNEAS with a Heal Bell, but of course, doesn't matter because nobody's got any status conditions to be removed. What a waste of a turn. Here comes regular XERNEAS with a Sky Uppercut. That will do, I'll imagine it, I was going to say a decent amount of damage, but actually only did a little bit of chip damage to Shiny ZEKROM there. Testament to ZEKROM's defensive capabilities, especially with Defense Curl coming through. So it's now at +2 defense. It was +1 defense before. It's now +2 and +1 special defense. Here's regular ZEKROM with a Brine. Going to do a tiny little bit of chip damage there to XERNEAS. ZEKROM's not really much of a special attacker. It's got great physical attack though. Here's Dragon Breath. That's going to be super effective from Shiny XERNEAS onto regular ZEKROM. Decent amount of damage there. That was a good hit from the XERNEAS team. They need to get those super effective hits as much as possible. Here's a Tita Dance. That's an interesting play by regular XERNEAS. Going to confuse both ZEKROM and Shiny XERNEAS at the same time. It's a risky play. You could be scuppering your partner there, but you've got to hope that it works out in your favor and these ZEKROM keep hitting themselves in confusion. Regular ZEKROM up first. Is it going to hit itself? Shakes off the confusion. What's it going to do, though, with that freedom for this turn? Goes for Brutal Swing. That's going to hit everybody on the field. Not so much damage to the two XERNEAS there, and only a tiny bit of damage to its partner, who is going to ignore the confusion as well. What's it going to go for? It's going for Rapid Spin, so a tiny little bit of chip damage there on regular XERNEAS. Not really doing that much damage. Not worrying the XERNEAS team that much, to be honest. Here comes that regular XERNEAS, though, firing back with Signal Beam. Is that going to do a decent amount of damage to that Zekrom? Did quite a bit, actually. But, of course, Zekrom's confused, so the Signal Beam can't further confuse it. As its partner hits itself, Shiny Xerneas, that's what we were worried about, hitting itself in confusion. As Shiny Zekrom just ignores the confusion once again and goes for Fury Cutter. Okay, it's resisted by the Fairy-type Xerneas, so it didn't do a lot of damage. But still, that regular Xerneas' health is getting chipped away very slowly as regular Zekrom snaps out of confusion and goes for Nightmare, but no one's asleep, so it's not going to affect them. Very foolish move there. Here we see Shiny Xerneas. What's it going to go for? Going to hit itself again. This Teeter Dance has backfired on the Xerneas team. That's not good at all. Here comes regular Xerneas with a Nuzzle. It isn't going to paralyze Zekrom, and it's going to be 4 times resisted. Only did like 1 damage there, I believe. That's sad. Shiny Zekrom is going to fire back, though. Again, ignoring the confusion. Going for Parting Shot. Of course, it won't leave the battlefield, but it will harshly lower Shiny Xerneas' attack and special attack. Sorry, not harshly. Only 1 stage. It will only lower it by 1 stage. My sincerest of apologies, you lovelies. Here's some Stealth Rock, wasting a turn. Regular Zekrom, I should say. Zekrom and Xerneas, don't get those two mixed up. It's over to the Xerneas team for the next turn. What will they do? Regular Xerneas is regretting that Teeter Dance as it goes for Rock Throw, and it's avoided by the Zekrom team. That's a shame. The confusion has ended for Shiny Xerneas. Will it be able to make some offense now? Goes for Lovely Kiss. That is going to hit regular Zekrom. So that's going to put it right down to sleep there. That's not good for the Zekrom team. That is an advantage that the Xerneas team needed. Although Shiny Zekrom has snapped out of confusion. It's not got confusion to worry about anymore as it goes for Cross Poison, which is super effective. That does huge damage to that regular Xerneas and gets the poison as well. That was a beautiful play by Shiny Zekrom there, really protecting its team, doing a lot of damage to that Xerneas, bringing it down very close. 1 tiny bit of chip damage will take out regular Xerneas. As Shiny Xerneas wants to look to retaliate, what's it going to do? Goes for Reflect type. It's going to copy the type of Shiny Zekrom there, so it's no longer a Fairy type Pokemon. Keep that in mind as we go forward. Here's regular Xerneas. What will it do with that last bit of life? Goes for Wonder Room. Not really that effective of a move to use, I'll be honest. So defense and special defense stats are swapped, but it's going to succumb to the poison this turn anyway, so it's not really going to be here much longer. Needle Arm coming out from Zekrom is going to take down that regular Xerneas, so it didn't even get a chance to be taken out by the poison. Regular Zekrom, of course, fast asleep, but it's now 2 Zekrom versus 1 Xerneas, and you've got to think the Xerneas wants to take out these Zekrom before the other one wakes up. Here we see Sweet Scent. Wants to make sure its moves do actually hit, but I don't know if it's too little too late. Dropping that evasiveness by 2 stages on each of the Zekrom, but I think you should be going for offense at this point, Xerneas. You really need to. What's it going to do? Here comes the Metronome from Shiny Zekrom. What's it got? Quiver Dance. It's going to increase its special attack and its special defense and its speed. It's now at +2 special defense, +2 defense, +1 speed. This Zekrom is a monster right now. What's it going to do? It's now the fastest thing on the field, so it gets to move straight away again. Captivate, wasted turn because there are no genders in here, and Captivate, of course, only works on the opposing gender. Here is a Mega Horn, though, from Shiny Xerneas onto regular Zekrom, dealing a decent amount of damage. It wakes up and goes for the Metronome. This Xerneas is still in with a chance. Don't count it out just yet. Moonlight, though, what a brilliant play by regular Zekrom. Wakes up from that sleep, brings itself back up by 50% HP from the red into the green. Oh my god, this looks like such a one-sided battle right now. Both Zekrom are in the green. Here's Bug Bite. It's not going to do a lot of damage to Xerneas. It brings it down into the danger zone, though. How will it retaliate? It's got to do something big. Goes for Bolt Strike. It's going to be resisted. It's 4 times resisted by Zekrom there, so it's not going to do a lot of damage at all. Oh, I do worry about Xerneas right now. What's it gonna do? Here's regular Zekrom. Fires back with Psy Strike. That is the end of turn 1 for definite. Beautiful move, though. Look how glorious that is. There goes Xerneas down. It is 1-0 to the Zekrom team. Zekrom has the advantage right now. Will it go to a 3rd round? Who knows? Zekrom was very dominant in that round. There was a bit of a risk of Xerneas taking them down, but I definitely think Zekrom handled that 1st round better. Xerneas needs to up its game in this battle. Both of them need to focus. No Teeter Dancing, because that was way too big of a risk, and you've got to think that Teeter Dance is what upset Xerneas in that battle. So here we go. Zekrom will not move first. It will be Xerneas. You like how I covered that little botch there? That was beautiful. I'm here till Thursday, don't worry. Thunder Wave, though, absolutely fails because, of course, Zekrom cannot be paralyzed. So that's a waste of the 1st turn. Torment, though. Oh, my goodness. Torment means that ZEKROM can use Metronome one turn, but can't use it the next turn, has to struggle on the next turn. So that limits the amount of time that Shiny ZEKROM has on the field. We see high horsepower coming out, doing a decent amount of damage from regular ZEKROM. Here is Shiny ZEKROM, who can use Metronome this turn, but not next turn. Goes for Energy Ball. That will do a little bit of chip damage there. Does a decent amount of damage to regular XERNEAS there. Regular XERNEAS is suffering almost at half HP. Maybe wants to bring out some healing moves or some protective moves. Goes for Pursuit. It's not going to do a great deal of damage to regular ZEKROM there. That's unfortunate. What will Shiny XERNEAS do to follow up, though? Goes for Disarming Voice. That's going to be super effective on both the ZEKROM there. That's going to do a great amount of damage. That's exactly what you need to do to take down these ZEKROM, especially with one of them stuck in struggle territory. Here's Submission, not going to be very effective, and is going to give a little tiny bit of recoil damage there from regular ZEKROM onto Shiny XERNEAS. Bit of a shame, but here's the struggle. I mean, ZEKROM does have a decent physical attack stat, so it'll do a decent amount of damage, but that recoil damage is so high. 25% recoil damage on those moves. It's just so incredibly high. It's so unfortunate. Here's a Steamroller, though, from regular XERNEAS onto regular ZEKROM for a nice amount of damage. That's more than I would have expected. And Shiny XERNEAS, of course, will follow up with Absorb. Of course, that is resisted. I think you will get... That took 2 HP off, I believe. So you're going to get like 1 HP back. Well done, XERNEAS. Well done. Here's Shiny ZEKROM, I should say, who is going to be able to move this turn and goes for Smelling Salts. It does a great amount of damage, though. Critical hit on that regular XERNEAS there. And its regular counterpart will follow up with Psychic onto which XERNEAS? Onto Shiny XERNEAS for a decent... Almost brings it down to half HP. Almost. Not quite, though. The XERNEAS team really does have the advantage in this battle at the moment. Goes for Power Trick. Does regular XERNEAS onto itself. Swaps its attack and defense. Yes, swaps its attack and defense. That's what Power Trick does. Got to remember all these things. There's so many Pokemon moves to remember. You have to keep them all in mind. Electric Terrain comes out, though, from Shiny XERNEAS, bringing that electricity to the battlefield. That electric current, of course, no Pokemon can fall asleep while electric terrain is in effect. Here's a Fire Spin, though, from regular ZEKROM onto regular XERNEAS. Didn't do a lot of damage. Here's the struggle, though, onto Shiny XERNEAS from Shiny ZEKROM. And, of course, Fire Spin is going to hurt XERNEAS at the end of that turn and takes down regular XERNEAS. It's back down to 2 ZEKROM versus 1 XERNEAS. That is unfortunate for this XERNEAS. What's it going to do? How will it actually... What's it going to do in this battle? It's 2-on-1. Goes for Bulldoze, though. That's super effective on both. ZEKROM takes down the Shiny form before the struggle can knock it out. XERNEAS has reclaimed its advantage. Speed has dropped on the regular ZEKROM. It's regular ZEKROM versus Shiny XERNEAS here. How's regular ZEKROM going to respond? Goes for Blue Flare. That's the signature move of its counterpart, Reshiram. Great amount of damage, but not quite enough to take down Shiny XERNEAS. It's all down to this turn. What's going to happen this turn? Shiny XERNEAS, what will you do? Goes for Aeroblast. It's going to be resisted by ZEKROM, but will it be enough? It is enough, and the second round goes to XERNEAS. This will go to a third fall. That was incredible. What a clutch play by Shiny XERNEAS there, as we see everybody entering the battlefield for the third round. This is fantastic. This is what MetroMania is all about. These kinds of odds, oh my goodness, these kinds of clutch plays really can make these amazing Metronome battles. Let's see what happens once all the wonderful Terravolt, Turbo Blaze is Reshiram's ability. All these Terravolts and Fairy Auras take their place in the battlefield, not really doing that much to affect this battle, to be honest. Here's regular XERNEAS going for an Egg Bomb to start things off. Starting off on the offensive. Great amount of damage with that Egg Bomb as well. That was fantastic. How will its shiny counterpart follow up? Let's see. Goes for Scary Face. Going to reduce the speed of ZEKROM, although ZEKROM is the slower of the Pokemon, so it's not really going to do much there. It just means that shiny ZEKROM will always move last on these turns now that its speed's dropped. Regular ZEKROM goes for Endeavor, and it does have lower HP than XERNEAS, so it does take a little bit of damage off there. Here is shiny ZEKROM with Revenge. It's going to be resisted by shiny XERNEAS, but it's a little bit of chip damage. Damage is damage, remember that. Never count someone out that's actually dealing damage. Shiny XERNEAS is going to follow up on the start of the next turn with high horsepower. That is super effective on regular ZEKROM. That's huge damage, bringing it down to less than half its HP. That's a brilliant play by shiny XERNEAS, giving it a distinct advantage. We see Bulk Up coming out from regular XERNEAS there. That's going to raise its attack and its defense, so that's a great play for Team XERNEAS. That was a brilliant turn. Regular ZEKROM's going for Electric Terrain, bringing that Electric Terrain back once again. So no one's falling asleep here. and that's absolutely fine. Wants to protect itself a little bit in this battle. Here's shiny ZEKROM going for Meteor Mash. That's going to be super effective on Xerneas. What a massive hit there. That was fantastic. And got the attack raise as well, which on a ZEKROM is a scary thing. That's very scary. Here comes shiny Xerneas. Going for the Tailwind, going to increase the speed of its team once again. The only risk you've got here is if someone accidentally pulls out Trick Room, and then that puts the Xerneas team at a very distinct disadvantage. Regular Xerneas goes for Scary Face, another Scary Face. Is it on the same ZEKROM? It is. Shiny ZEKROM is now at -4 speed, but +1 attack. And here's the Waterfall coming out from regular ZEKROM onto shiny Xerneas for a great amount of damage with that critical hit as well. How will the shiny follow up? It wants to go for a physical move, really. It goes for Conversion 2. Wow, okay, it's going for Conversion 2. It transformed into the Steel type. Now, that's an interesting play. So remember, regular ZEKROM is now... Sorry, shiny ZEKROM is now a Steel type. Magnet Rise coming out from regular Xerneas there. Going to protect itself from ground type attacks with that levitation caused by the electromagnetism. Shiny Xerneas is going to follow up with an Air Cutter. That's going to be resisted by the electric type ZEKROM team, so it's only a tiny little bit of chip damage, but damage is damage. Just take what you can get. Here's regular ZEKROM. What will it do? It goes for Heal Pulse. That's a bad move. That's a risky play. Healing up 50% of regular Xerneas' HP, bringing it right back up to full HP. That was a mistake by the ZEKROM team. What a big mistake. Shiny ZEKROM goes for another Meteor Mash, though, but it's now a Steel type, so that's a stab move and super effective. Takes out shiny Xerneas. We're down to 1 Xerneas with full health versus 2 ZEKROM. That was an incredible play. That was a brilliant way to make up for its partner's mistake. That stab Meteor Mash on the Steel type shiny ZEKROM. Here's a Feather Dance, though, onto shiny ZEKROM from regular Xerneas. Gonna drop that attack harshly, so it's now gone from +1 attack to -1 attack. That's a good play by Xerneas. Here's Rage, gonna do a tiny bit of damage there, is regular ZEKROM onto that regular Xerneas. Xerneas needs this regular ZEKROM to make more mistakes like it did with that Heal Pulse. Purify is gonna fail. That's another mistake by the ZEKROM team. This Xerneas is in a great position right now. It's doing so well. Even if it's lost its partner, Roar of Time will be super effective on ZEKROM. Oh, but it's on the Steel type ZEKROM. It's on the shiny ZEKROM that used Conversion 2 to change to a Steel type. So that was lucky for the ZEKROM team. You've got to think that would have been a knockout. Sheer Cold is avoided by Xerneas. No one-hit KO here. What will shiny ZEKROM do to follow up? Goes for Hyper Beam. Oh my goodness. That will do, I imagine it'll do quite a bit of damage there. Although Xerneas is lucky that it's a special attack and not a physical attack. The Tailwind peters out and the electricity disappears from the battlefield. Xerneas took that Hyper Beam really, really well, but has to recharge after that Roar of Time. Kinesis coming out from regular ZEKROM, and of course shiny ZEKROM will also need to recharge at the end of this turn. Oh my goodness, I can't believe how well Xerneas is holding its own against these ZEKROM. It's still ticking. It's still here. My goodness, this deer really wants to win. Goes for Heal Order, gonna heal itself up. That was a smart play. Gonna bring itself back up, I imagine, once again to full HP. This is now the 3rd time in this battle the Xerneas is at full HP, if you include it starting the battle with it. Lovely Kiss avoided. Didn't want to be put to sleep there. Oh my goodness. Here we go with Fire Pledge from shiny ZEKROM. Look at that beautiful green tail. Doing a little bit of damage. The electromagnetism wore off, so this Xerneas can be hit with ground type moves now, even though it only takes neutral damage. It's not too big of a worry, but you know, you don't get hit with anything. Heavy Slam coming out from Xerneas. That is going to be resisted. Only a tiny bit of damage. And of course, Xerneas isn't that heavy anyway, so Heavy Slam's not really worth using. Here's regular ZEKROM going for Bounce. It's going to fly up into the air. It's going to protect itself from damage on the start of the next turn, but also leaves its partner just open to attack in general, but I'm sure it can hold its own. Which goes for Zen Headbutt. The shiny ZEKROM going for Zen Headbutt on the Xerneas. Didn't do much damage at all, though, with that -1 attack. That's unfortunate. What will Xerneas do? Will it take out ZEKROM's shiny form here? Goes for Blue Flare, but it's avoided. Wanted to get revenge for the Blue Flare from the previous turn. There's the Bounce, doing a decent, I say decent amount of damage. Didn't bring it to less than half HP. This Xerneas has certainly protected itself with that earlier bulk up. And to take advantage of that focus energy coming out from shiny ZEKROM, really wants to make sure it can get a critical hit and ignore those stat changes that the Xerneas has had. What will Xerneas do? Goes for Endeavor, but it doesn't affect the ZEKROM because both ZEKROM have lower HP than Xerneas at this point. Sonic Boom coming out, guaranteed 20 damage from regular ZEKROM. Any damage is better than no damage. 20 damage is better than 0. Shiny ZEKROM goes for Aqua Jet, gonna again chip away at the health of the Xerneas, but Xerneas still holding its own critical hit, so it ignored those stat changes. Xerneas really needs to pull out all the stops right now. Goes for Glaciate though, that's gonna hit both the ZEKROM for some ice type damage. That was a brilliant move, fantastic hit, bringing regular ZEKROM down to the red and dropping its speed, dropping the speed of Shiny ZEKROM to -5 at this point, I believe, if you're keeping score at home. Goes for Incinerate. Regular ZEKROM's going to incinerate the Xerneas, bring it down to almost nothing. Oh my goodness, what does Shiny ZEKROM have in store? Goes for Ring Out. Will it be enough to take down this Xerneas? It's not enough. Oh my goodness, Xerneas at this point is clinging by a thread. What's it going to do? It needs to attack. It goes for Aromatic Mist, and that's going to fail. That's such a shame, leaving itself prone to attack from the ZEKROM. Water Sport coming out from regular ZEKROM. That's absolutely fine. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's all down to whatever Shiny ZEKROM goes for. This is really tense. This is what MetroMania is all about. What's it going to be? Goes for Psybeam. That's the end of the battle for sure. Xerneas goes down. ZEKROM moves on. It will be facing Ho-Oh in the quarterfinals. My goodness, that was an amazing battle. That might be my favorite battle of this MetroMania so far. That was absolutely wonderful.
This is probably the first episode of MetroMania in this series where the battle's gone the way I thought it was going to go. I really doubted Xerneas' ability to get through this one. Like, I know it's a fairy type and ZEKROM's a dragon type, but I really thought, given like the stat distribution, that ZEKROM had it from the start. I really believed in ZEKROM. I'm actually surprised that it went to 3 battles. I thought ZEKROM was just going to pummel Xerneas from the start. I'm not saying it didn't put up a good fight. There was a lot of back and forth action, and Xerneas definitely held its own against ZEKROM. I just always thought ZEKROM was going to go this way and pull out with the victory. I thought it was going to be a 2-0. So, I mean, applause, round of applause for Xerneas for actually holding its own and being able to take on ZEKROM in a one-on-one situation and somehow come out on top, although technically it was 2-on-2 because it's a double battle, but ignore that. But the quarterfinals are already shaping up to be amazing. We've got Dialga versus Yveltal, and we've now got Ho-Oh versus ZEKROM. Things are really starting to power up. But of course, that's where I'm going to end this episode of MetroMania. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, and if you're new, hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. If you'd like to support the channel like these guys down here do, make sure you head over to my Patreon and pledge $5 or more. That's patreon.com/AceTrainerLiam. Until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.